My name is Joy Phumaphi. I'm the Executive Secretary of the African Leaders Malaria Alliance. It is an alliance of all 55 African heads of state and government on the African continent with the mandate of ensuring accountability in the fight against malaria at a political level. So we focus on accountability of the heads of state and government and accountability of ministers for delivering results. And in order to do this, we are using digital tools that are focused on using the data and surveillance from the Health Management Information System, targeted smart indicators in order to assess progress. But we also focus on policy, the regulatory environment, and other ways of ensuring political commitment, like the impact on the society, and actually whether the interventions are addressing the needs of the people that have elected the government into office. One issue that we have to appreciate on the African continent is that our challenges as a continent and the solutions that are going to resolve those challenges have to come from the continent. So the continent itself has to lead. We have the highest disease burden in the world of any disease, diseases of poverty, or any disease of poverty. So malaria is a disease of poverty. We have the highest disease burden on the planet. Africans themselves have to take charge of this. We should not look to the West to save us from malaria. Just as we should not have been looking to the West to save us from COVID. So what we need to do is to develop our own capacities, develop mechanisms that will enable us to resource those capacities. We need scientists, we need researchers, we need expert implementers, and we need community level engagement that is going to ensure that our communities actually inform the way the interventions are designed. That is why it is actually important to also engage women. Women are a critical pillar in our communities. They are not just 50% of the population, but they are the majority of the service providers for households at community level. They are the agricultural food producers in our communities. There are small scale industries, are the ones that are funding the education of our children and funding access to health services where the health services are being paid. So it is absolutely critical that we, the policymakers, whether you are a head of state, whether you are a minister, whatever leadership role you have in the community, in the society, or even as a development partner, appreciate that your solutions have to be targeted at having an impact at that community level. This is relevant for us in Africa, but it is not relevant for communities in the first world. So we should not look to them for solutions. It is because we are looking to the West to provide the innovation that is going to save us in Africa. So we should look to ourselves to find the solutions. Yes. So we are saying that for COVID, there was a high level of financial investment by the West in order to find the solution, because it was their challenge. Their economies were being threatened, their lives were being threatened. Malaria does not threaten their economies or their lives, but we still want them to find the solution for us. It will not happen. Africa has to take charge of its own future and its own development challenges. So that is the answer to your question.